Okay, so hey there guys. So today's video is going to be a full review of the Zodiac Kathleenlights and Colourpop collection. I did pick up most of the collection to review for you guys, so I am going to be reviewing everything that is in the collection. Now, I actually was wearing something different today. That's why I'm wearing yellow on my lid and blue in my crease, but I still think it looks really cool, and I wanted to change into this shirt because I felt like it went through for like the whole astrology kind of theme with the moon and the stars. I personally am a huge fan of constellations and astrology. I've always thought that I match my sign completely. It actually is my birthday tomorrow. I'm turning 30, which I cannot believe I'm turning 30. But anyway, I wasn't even going to think that I had enough time to film this review today, but I really wanted to film it. So yeah, so I have basically worn everything in the collection. I actually made two separate orders for the collection. The first time I ordered the eyeshadow palette and the two lipsticks, and then the second time I ordered the two Supernova shadows and one of the highlighters. I only got one of the highlighters because I didn't think I needed both of them, and they said that On the Cusp was the one more for fairer skin tones. So I tried out one of the liquid eyeshadows yesterday and the other one today because I just received that order yesterday, and then I tried out the highlighter today. And then for the lipsticks, I've been wearing constantly, and I also have tried out every single shade in the Zodiac palette. So let's start with the palette first. So this is the Zodiac Kathleenlights and Colourpop Zodiac palette. So this is what the packaging looks like. I love the outer packaging. I love how it looks like the night sky. And then on the back of the palette, it has all of the shade names, which obviously are all Zodiac signs, like the Gemini, the Aries, the Gemini, the Cancer, the Taurus, the Leo, the Virgo, the Libra, the Scorpio, the Sagittarius, the Capricorn, the Aquarius, the Pisces. Now, I'm not exactly sure why she ordered the shadows not in the same, like the start of the month. Like, when did you think that the Capricorn would start first? But I think it's the way that she arranged the palette that's why she didn't actually make all the months in order. So this is the inner packaging, and the inner packaging matches the color of the outer packaging for the lipsticks, and for the eyeshadow, the liquid eyeshadows, the highlighter matches the outer packaging of the Zodiac palette. So this is the inner packaging, and again, it's basically the same, all except it's the blue packaging, and this is what the palette looks like. And then again, it has the shade names on the back, but I'm not going to go through them again. And then once you open it, it comes with this big ass mirror, which I'm so glad that this one came with a mirror. And then these are the 12 shades that are in the palette. Now, when I first saw this palette online, I really wasn't interested in getting the palette. I was just going to get both of the liquid eyeshadows and both of the lipsticks. That's what I was intending on getting, but then I was like, you know, the eyeshadow palette looks really, really pretty. And also, like, every time I order from Colourpop, I always want to get the free shipping. And since it's only 30 bucks, it's like, why not get the eyeshadow palette? So, you know what? I thought it looked really different, and I really wanted something Zodiac themed, and I thought that this was different enough that I went ahead and got it. So, let's go through all of the shades. So, we have the Aries, the Taurus, the Gemini, the Cancer, the Leo, the Virgo, the Libra, the Scorpio, the Sagittarius, the Capricorn, the Aquarius, and the Pisces. So I'm just going to give you guys a close-up of what the palette looks like, and then we will swatch every single shade. So I'm going to start with the top left here and start with the Aries. Now the Aries is a really beautiful orange kind of shade. It has a bit of a dual chrome kind of sheen to it. It has like a orange with like a gold dual chrome to it. It's a really stunning shade. I've worn this a few times already, and it really reminds me of just fire, and that's what the Aries looks like. So it has like a orange with like a yellow dual chrome effect. It's really beautiful. I've worn it a couple times on the lid, and I really am a big fan of that shade. Then the next shade is called the Taurus, and the Taurus is pretty much the only like light matte brown for you to use in your crease. So that's what the Taurus looks like. And this basically is the color that I use every single time I use this palette, because this is like the one, again, the one basic crease shade that you can use. So this one is the Taurus, which is right here. It's a really nice, again, basic, why is my shirt annoying me? It's a really nice basic, like, everyday crease shade that you can use with any look. So I'm glad that she put at least one shade, because I'm sure if she actually matched all the colors and the signs to their actual sign and color, this would be all full of shimmers, and like she said that it would have been like a rainbow palette. So then the next shade in this palette is probably my absolute favorite besides my own sign, which is the Leo, but this shade is absolutely stunning. This one is called the Gemini, and it's just a gorgeous, super pigmented gold. It is so beautiful. You guys know that I'm such a sucker for gold shades. I've only worn this one, I think, once on my lid when I first tried out the palette, when I showed you guys when I did a first impressions with this palette. I did a get ready with me with the Colourpop Zodiac collection, and that was the first time I was trying out the palette, and I was dying to use this shade on my lid, and it's such a gorgeous gold shade. It is so reflective and beautiful. I love it. And she said that she was inspired by the shade Get Lucky when she made this shade, I'm pretty sure. And Get Lucky is one of the most gorgeous Colourpop shadows of all time. It's still one of my absolute favorite gold shades to wear. I've been rediscovering it the past few months, and I at least wear it every other week. It's such a gorgeous gold shade. Then we have the shade The Cancer, which again is a gorgeous shimmery shade. It's more of like a pinky duochrome. And this is a gorgeous, stunning shade. I've worn it constantly on the inner corners, and I think I've worn it like once on the lid, but I know it's so beautiful. I think I've worn this at least once on the lid. If I did, I think I wore it with like the more like pinky shades in here, which we'll get to. So that is the first row. That one is the Cancer. So these two shades, look how stunning those are. Those are like my two favorites in the palette. They're so gorgeous. But of course, this next shade is my absolute favorite. And the next shade in the second row is called the Leo. And obviously, this is my sign. I have been wearing this so much, you guys. I'm not wearing the palette today. Actually, I'm actually wearing the Colourpop Dream Street palette today. But I am wearing one of the liquid shadows on my lid, which we will get to. But I decided to wear the Dream Street palette today. But everything else is the collection. I'm wearing the liquid eyeshadow in Astrology on my lid. I'm wearing the On the Cusp highlighter, and then I'm wearing the What's Your Sign lipstick. So this is the Leo shade, and I have been wearing this so much, like constantly. Like every time I wear this palette, I always want to wear this on my lid. If I don't wear it on my lid, I'll wear it on my inner corners, and it's just been my go-to shade to wear on the inner corners with like any look, not even just wearing this palette. But I've been wearing this on the inner corners constantly since it's my birth month. I've just been wanting to wear it like almost every day of my life. It is so beautiful, you guys. It's like a gorgeous gold orangey shade. It's a little bit darker than Aries. It's not as orange. It's more of like an orange gold, and it is stunning. So that one is the Leo. Then the next one is called the Virgo, and this one is a super pigmented dark brown shade. Obviously, this shade is the defining shade, like to go on your crease or to go on your lower lash line or on your outer corners. So that one is the Virgo right there. Its swatch is a little bit patchy, but it is really super pigmented on the eyes. You don't need much of it. I absolutely love the Colourpop formula. Some of these I've only used once, but most of them I've used the majority of them a bunch of times. The only two shades that I've only used once are the two blues, which are the Aquarius and the Pisces, but I'll get to my thoughts about those soon. Basically, everything else I've used at least twice. Then the next shade is called the Libra, and the Libra is probably the only one I noticed that there is a lot of kick up. Basically, everything else has a normal amount of kick up for Colourpop eyeshadows. Nothing's too, like, dusty for me. So this one is the Libra, and it's a really beautiful, like, super pale matte pink. And this one's a really beautiful transition shade, but I also just use it as a regular crease shade. And that one is the Libra right here. I basically use that as my base for, like, any, like, magenta type of look that I'm going to do with this palette. So this one I usually use as my crease shade, and it's a really beautiful soft pink. And then the last shade in this row is called the Scorpio, which is this is like probably the most buttery shade in this palette besides the Gemini, the Cancer, and the Leo. It's a gorgeous purple shimmery shade. Look how gorgeous that is. It's a very unique shade. I don't think I have anything like this in my collection. So this is actually one of my favorites as well. I think all the lid shades in this palette are absolutely stunning. So this one is the Scorpio. Look how beautiful that is. Oh, I love it. It's like a beautiful berry, raspberry, magenta kind of shade. I love it. I wore it on my lid once so far, and I can't wait to wear it again. It's so beautiful. So that one is the Scorpio. So that was the second row. And then we just have the last row to swatch. So the first shade is called the Sagittarius. This is the only one that I notice is a little bit rougher when you dip your fingers in, but it is super pigmented. So I don't really mind the roughness. It is a gorgeous matte magenta kind of purple. Oh, it's so pretty. I've used this constantly on my outer corners and my crease. Anytime I pair these three shades together, the Libra, the Scorpio, and the Sagittarius, that is the Sagittarius swatch. I pair all three of these together. I feel like I can do so many looks with them, and then I'll put the Cancer on my lid or on the inner corners, and it's so beautiful. It creates such a gorgeous like magenta kind of look, and I'll put this like on the outer corners. But that one is the Sagittarius. It's that beautiful matte pinky purple kind of shade. Then the next shade we have is the Capricorn. And this is probably the only one I really haven't worn that much because it is a matte shimmery black. But it does basically look like the night sky, and I think that is so pretty. And this is a really gorgeous shade as well. I think I've only worn it like once on my outer corners, and it was really, really pretty. Maybe I should try to wear it on the lid at some point, but like I just feel like black is so super harsh on the lid, but I don't know, maybe I'll try it. But that one is the Capricorn. It swatches a little bit patchy again, but it has like the glitters in it, and it's a really pretty black with gold glitters. Then the next shade, which is actually Kathleenlights Sign, is called the Aquarius. Now this one, honestly, was the only one I was a little bit disappointed about. So this one is the Aquarius. I've only worn it on my lower lash line once, but I find that this is the only shade that doesn't really swatch that well. It's really not that opaque. I mean, you can build it up, but at the same time, I feel like I can see my skin through it. That one is the Aquarius. It's a beautiful, like, ocean kind of blue shade. It's not really an aqua. I would say it's more like an ocean blue. And it is really pretty, but I feel like it's just not pigmented enough for the other shades that are in this palette. And I'm kind of surprised that it's the dud of the palette because honestly, I think all the other shades are super pigmented and up to par with like the formula that I expect from Colourpop because their formula is incredible. I love their eyeshadow formula. They blend beautifully and they're always super pigmented and they're super cheap. But I just feel like this one kind of disappointed me. It didn't even apply that well on the lower lash line. So, I don't know. I'm still iffy about that shade. I feel like I need to wear it more often. And then the last shade in the palette is called the Pisces. My mom is actually a Pisces. And it is a stunning turquoise blue shade. I'm kind of jealous that this is my mom's shade because it's so beautiful. But I love my shade as well. And this one is a gorgeous, stunning, sparkly turquoise blue. So that one is the Pisces right there. It is so beautiful on the lid. I actually finally got to wear it a couple of days ago. That's the first time I wore it, and I was like, oh my god, it's so stunning. But I feel like it doesn't really last that well on the lid, but it's so stunning for like the first couple of hours. But there is a ton of glitter in it, so it will transfer. I'm just warning you. It did transfer to my crease. Not too badly. Definitely had worse, but it was so gorgeous on the lid I didn't really mind it. So those are the 12 shades in the palette. So we have the Aries, the Taurus, the Gemini, the Cancer, the Leo, the Virgo, the Libra, the Scorpio, the Sagittarius, the Capricorn, the Aquarius, and the Pisces. So those are the 12 shades swatched for you guys. So I hope that was helpful. So overall, I think the palette is beautiful. I think that she did an amazing job once again. I don't want to like be like too biased with Kathleenlights, but I really do think she comes out with very consistent collaborations. I have not had one problem with her collaborations except for the Mr. Bing eyeliner. Other than that, every single collaboration that I picked up from her, I actually really have enjoyed. I wear them so often, you guys. Like I'm wearing the Dream Street palette today. I wear the Dream Street palette basically on a daily basis. Like I just wore it a couple of days ago and I'm using it today to, I actually recreated like a full look that she did on her channel, like when she said she did an updated, I'm sorry, I'm so tired because I had to be up for work this morning, and I'm trying to get through this review before I go to my boyfriend's house, and I still have to take my makeup off and shower. But anyway, I recreated one of her tutorials, and I did like shooting star in the crease, and I did water bearer and a little bit of elfish, and then I did some mermaid boy in between the water bearer and the astrology shade, and I'm like obsessed with how it turned out. And then I did a little bit of the matte brown shades from that palette on the lower lash line, and then I highlighted the inner corners with Kaleidoscope, and I think it looks gorgeous. So with this palette, I would not say it's a standalone palette. I do think it is a pairing palette. Yes, you can get full looks out of it, but you're still always going to have to grab some kind of brow bone shade because there is no brow bone highlight in this palette. There's nothing even light enough for me to use as a brow bone highlight. The lightest shade in the palette is the Libra, but since I don't like matte pinks on my brow bone, there really is no brow bone highlight in this palette. So if you're looking for something that is more cohesive, this is not the palette for you. I would say it kind of lacks a little bit of cohesiveness. I really wish that there was another like matte, like brown kind of shade in this palette, because I always love a warm matte brown shade. Like, that is my home. It lives in my crease constantly, but at the same time, this palette, it is cohesive enough for what it is. It is a Zodiac palette. So you're not going to get an everyday look out of this palette all the time. That's why I think if you are looking for something that is more neutral and everyday, and you can switch it to easily to night by popping one of these on your lid, then I would say get the pair of both of the palettes, like the bundle of the Dream Street palette and this palette, because the Dream Street palette, I think, is a absolutely amazing cohesive palette. I feel like it transitions from day to night super easily. I feel like this one you can't really do that as well. I think if you like stick with like some of the pinks here, I think you could do that, and some of the warmer tones here, but you're not going to get a full look out of it. If you're one of those people that just throws on like 3 or 4 colors and out the door, I think that this is a good palette for you. But I would say if you don't love astrology as much as other people, I would say skip this palette, but I think it is a really nice buy, and since Colourpop is inexpensive, I think it's a nice palette. So the palette retails for $18, and you can find it on Colourpop.com. So that is the Zodiac palette. So I hope those swatches were helpful for you guys. Now let's get into the other 2 eyeshadows in this collection, and let's get into the Colourpop Supernova Shadows. Now this is the packaging that the Supernova Shadows come in. It's a really beautiful like blue packaging with the blue night sky theme, which I think is gorgeous. And there are 2 colors, obviously. The first shade is called Constellation, and this is the top. And my mom just got home, so I'm kind of a little bit thrown off right now. And it's labeled Constellation on the top. And then the second one is called Astrology, which is the one I'm wearing on my lid. And this one says Astrology on the top as well. Now, with the Supernova Shadows, I'm not a huge fan of them. I think that the first 2 that I have, I don't think they're that amazing. They are easy to work with. I think that they're good, but I just expected a little bit better for how much people actually talked about them. But these 2, I will get into my thoughts really, really quickly. I just want to swatch them for you first and show you guys the inner packaging. So this is what the packaging looks like for these 2 liquid eyeshadows. They're a little bit different than the standard Supernova Shadows. This one is Constellation and this one is Astrology. So usually the Supernova Shadows come with the silver caps, but this one has more of a star zodiac kind of theme. It kind of reminds me of the packaging for the Dream Street lippies. So these are the 2 shadows. So the first one is called Constellation, and it's a gorgeous like taupey kind of like shimmery kind of shade. And then it says Constellation on the bottom. And then I will show you guys a swatch of this shade. I'm just going to show you guys, like, this is so stunning. Are you guys ready? That's one swipe. I'm going to swatch it a little bit better for you guys. That is the shade. I was so impressed with these swatches. I was like, oh my god, I love these so much more than the original ones that I already have. These are friggin' stunning. So this one is Constellation. And it's such a gorgeous, like, this is like such a wearable shade. I wore it on my lid yesterday and I fell in love. I'm like, oh my god, this is so stunning. So I'm planning on wearing this on my birthday tomorrow with the, which is some single shadows from Colourpop. I'm popping this on my lid and this is what I'm wearing all day because it's so beautiful. So this one is Constellation. And I feel like these are a little bit similar to the Shimmer and Glow eyeshadows from Stila. Because I feel like the original Supernova shadows had a lot more glitter in them. These have glitter, but I feel like they're more like a shimmer and much more pigmented. They kind of remind me of just like a pigment, and they're so stunning. And this one is the second one. This one is called Astrology, and this is a stunning, oh, it's so unique. It's such a beautiful like yellow-green, and it says Astrology on the bottom. And then I'll show you guys a swatch of this one. Like, this one is even more stunning. And I find that even the applicators are better on these. And they really do coat the product on the actual tip. I feel like the original Supernova shadows didn't really do that. They were kind of a little bit sticky. So now I'm going to swatch this one for you. I mean, I can't. Like, that's 2 swipes. Look at this. Isn't that oh my god, it's so beautiful. I'm obsessed with this shade. I cannot wait to put it on again. Look how beautiful that shade is. Now, she said when she created this eyeshadow, she was inspired by her shade from her Where the Night Is collection, the shade Telepathy. So this one is called Astrology, and this is basically a liquid version of that eyeshadow, and that's one of my all-time favorites from Colourpop as well, because it's just one of the most unique shades they've ever created, because it's just like a beautiful yellow gold shade. It's so friggin' stunning. So this is the liquid version, and I had a feeling I was going to be obsessed with these. I feel like that these are so much better than the original liquid eyeshadows that they have. I feel like I'm going to be wearing these all the time now. I can't wait to wear these. I think I'm going to be wearing these like all week because they're so stunning. So A+ for these. I really love those. I've only tried them both once because I just received them yesterday. And I'm already absolutely 100% in love with them. Like, there's no fallout underneath my eyes. They dry super quickly. I'm obsessed. So I would definitely say if you're looking for some good cheap liquid eyeshadows, these are phenomenal. I think that these are the best thing that I've tried in the collection so far. They are stunning. I actually like these more than the palette. I was so impressed by these because I really was expecting these not to be that good because I really don't like the other 2 shades that I have. I like them and I do wear them. Why am I shouting? I like them and I do wear them, but I'm not like head over heels for them to collect every single one. These are absolutely beautiful. I'm so in love with them. So if you get one thing from the collection, get those. Okay, now let's get into the one highlighter that I got. So this is the Colourpop Kathleenlights Zodiac highlighter in the shade On the Cusp. And the packaging for the On the Cusp highlighter, I feel like that this packaging is a little bit beat up. It's the same outer packaging as the Zodiac palette. So this is the highlighter, and it says the name on the back. And then the highlighter actually has a different packaging that Colourpop actually normally has. It has a blue outer packaging. So I think that was really, really cute. So it has that blue outer packaging kind of to match the palette. So it's kind of like, you know, the same effect where like it's black on the outside and blue on the inside. And the same thing with the palette. It's black on the outside and blue on the inside. So this is the highlighter. And the other highlighter in the collection is called Fire. Now the liquid eyeshadows I believe are $6 a piece. So again, super inexpensive, and they're available on Colourpop.com. Everything is available on Colourpop.com. If I didn't say that, it's only available on Colourpop.com. So this is the On the Cusp highlighter, and this is the back, and it says On the Cusp on the back. And then I will show you guys what it looks like. So I have owned a few of the pot cream to powder highlighters in the past. I used to have Wisp, Steal the Show, I believe, and Stole the Show, and Monster. I think I had one other one too, but I can't remember the name. And I always was a fan of the pot highlighters from Colourpop. They just go bad after like a year, so I had to declutter all of them, but I used to wear them all the time. Stole the Show was one of my all-time favorites. So this one is the one that she created with Colourpop, and the highlighters retail for $8. And when I swatched this and put this on my face, I remember how creamy these are. They like feel so wet and a little bit oily. So this one is On the Cusp, and it's just a gorgeous like taupey kind of shade. And it is so stunning. Like, I could even pop this on my inner corners right now just to give me a little bit more of a highlight. Because I'm literally about to take my makeup off in, like, not even, like, 10 minutes. Because I worked this morning, so I wanted to film something before I took my makeup off. So this is the highlighter, and did I show you guys the swatch? No, I didn't. So that is the highlight. Let me swatch it a little bit more pigmented for you guys. It's a little bit subtle, but then you see like how intense it is like once you build it up. Do you see that? It's a really stunning highlight. It's just really, really pretty. I knew that I'm so glad that she finally created some more highlights with the brand, because the only highlights that she's ever created was the Makeup Geek highlighting palette, and I freaking love that palette as well. I just wore it like a few days ago. So pretty. But the Colourpop highlighting formula is stunning as well. So that is the On the Cusp highlighter. It's like a beautiful, like, light kind of brown kind of shade. I can never describe colors properly. It's like a shimmery kind of highlighter. I don't know how to explain the color. It's just stunning. It's so pretty. So this is the highlight on my cheeks today. And I applied it with my finger a little bit first, because usually this applies better with your finger along with like the cream eyeshadows from Colourpop. And then I kind of like built it up with my Anastasia A23 brush, and it built up just fine. So stunning. And I find that it really like creates like a wet kind of sheen to your skin once the day goes by. I feel like it settles into your skin more. Not settles, but sinks into your skin more and really becomes like a wet kind of highlight. And it's so stunning. So that is the highlighter. Again, love. But I probably wouldn't pick this up if I didn't want another highlighter from Kathleen Lights. I probably wouldn't pick these up again just because I have so many highlighters. But this is my newest highlighter that I purchased since I got the Flower Beauty and the Milani palette. So I did want to try this highlighter as well, because also the first time I ordered the collection, I wanted to get everything in the bundle, but the Constellation eyeshadow I think was the first thing that sold out, because this is so stunning. Everybody wanted it. And then I think the On the Cusp highlighter was the second thing that sold out. So by the time I wanted to order, those two things were already sold out. So I was like, you know what, I'm just going to get the palette and the two lipsticks, because I really wanted to try the lipsticks. And then the second time I ordered, they actually restocked the collection like literally like 5 or 6 days after everything sold out. And then when I wanted to order the two liquid eyeshadows and the highlighter, the Constellation liquid eyeshadow was already sold out again, like literally the day it restocked, and the On the Cusp highlighter went shortly after that. So I was like, you know what, I'm just going to wait till it restocks again, because obviously I can't get what I want until it restocks. So when it restocks again, then I picked up the two liquid eyeshadows and the highlighter. So now let's talk about the two lipsticks. So these are the two lipsticks in the collection. I feel like every single time Kathleen Lights does do a collaboration with Colourpop, she does always create a lipstick. Now she has 3 lipsticks from the Dream Street collection. She has 2 lipsticks with this collection. She has her Lumiere Lippy Stick. She has her Lumiere Matte Lipstick. And then she has her Aquarius lipstick and her Aquarius bundle and her Moonchild lip gloss. So she has like 2 lip glosses, 2 liquid lipsticks, like 5 ultra satins, 2 lippy sticks, and 2 luxe lipsticks. Now the luxe lipsticks are the newest formula from Colourpop, and I remember when they first came out, she was obsessed with the formula, so she created 2 of her own. And I was like, oh my god, I'm so excited, because I actually was dying to pick up more shades of these because I'm absolutely obsessed with the formula. Layover is one of my all-time favorite nudes. I wear it so much. And Money Side Up is one of my favorites as well. It's such a gorgeous pink shade. I love it. So these are the two lippies that she created for this collection. So we have What's Your Sign and Scorpio Moon. I'm like, what's your sign? What's your sign and Scorpio Moon? And again, the packaging is so freaking adorable. I love it. Isn't it so cute? And then the back has the Scorpio. I think that's so cool. And I think the reason why the Scorpio is on the back, and I think this is, it just says Lux. That's adorable in the little constellations. I think that's so cute. Scorpio is her moon sign, so she put the Scorpio on the back. I just love the theme of the packaging of these. Now, the inner packaging is the same packaging that the Luxe lipsticks come in. So this is the first shade, and this one is called What's Your Sign? And then it says the name on the bottom. And I'm actually wearing this lipstick on my lips today, and this is what the shade looks like. Again, it has the star packaging that the Colourpop Luxe lipsticks come. That's how they come. And then this is the lipstick swatched. So it's basically a warm-toned nude shade, which you guys know is my absolute favorite kind of shade to wear. And I am absolutely obsessed with this lipstick, you guys. I've worn this like 5 times already. Not even joking. It's been my most worn lipstick since I've gotten it. I've worn it like 5 times. I've worn it mixed with the other shade. I've worn it like 4 times on my own. I'm obsessed. I love it so much. So I would highly recommend this shade if you're looking for an everyday nude shade, which most people are most of the time. This is stunning. I love it so much. Super comfortable. Love the shade. I think it's such a beautiful shade. I love it. It's been my go-to nude lately. I cannot get enough of that lipstick. It's so stunning. And then the other shade is called Scorpio Moon, which again, it has the name on the top. Same thing with this one. It says, What's Your Sign? And let's show you guys this one so this video can end so I can stop talking. So this one is called Scorpio Moon. Again, the same packaging. With this one, though, it does have a colored sticker on the bottom, and it does say Scorpio Moon, which my other 2 lipsticks that I have from them have the colored label. So I was a little bit surprised that this one was just like slapped on clearly. But whatever, it still functions just fine. I was just surprised that it wasn't labeled the same. And then this is the lipstick. Now this one, she basically said that she was inspired by her original collaboration with Colourpop, which is Lumiere. And she basically created a lipstick version of Lumiere. It's different than the lippy sticks. Now I love the lippy sticks. This one is Scorpio Moon. Look how stunning that shade is. It's so gorgeous. It's like a pinky purple shade. It is so gorgeous on the lips. I've worn this one a few times as well. These have been like my 2 go-to lipsticks, you guys. They are so beautiful. Also because I love the formula of these, so I'm absolutely obsessed with them. So again, I knew that these were going to be bomb because I absolutely love the formula. But the only thing about the Scorpio Moon shade, which I did get a heads up from when I watch Andrea Mattiliano's review. I always watch her reviews on every single Colourpop collection because she gets so much PR. When she reviewed this shade, she said that it stains really bad on your lips, and it does stain. It leaves like a pretty prominent pink stain, like not too crazy, but you can definitely tell that there's a stain left behind after you try and wipe this off. So just be careful of that, be mindful of it. I think that's why when she would wear this shade in tutorials, Kathleen Lights, she would just tap it on her lips. I think that's why she was tapping it on her lips, because it does leave a stain. She didn't mention that, but whatever. Like, that's not really a big deal. It's not like being shady or anything. So that is Scorpio Moon, and that one is What's Your Sign? And that's it, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I hope it helps you guys determine whether you want to pick up anything from the collection. This was basically the only new makeup that I've picked up lately because I've been on a strict budget of just not picking up more makeup, honestly, because I really don't need anything. But when this collection came out, I was really interested in it. And I just think that she's still, she's my favorite influencer, so I will support her when she comes out with a collaboration. I never bought the Morphe one because I don't support Morphe. But I really was interested in this collection. I thought it was a really beautiful collection. So I love you guys. Please like and subscribe. Let me know if you guys picked up anything from the collection, or if any of my thoughts helped you guys determine whether you want to pick anything up. I love you guys. Please like and subscribe. I think I said that already. Follow me on all my social media. Bye!